Hey, did you just quit smoking? Or you want really quit smoking? This is your place. Watch till the end of this video, and you will be able to motivate yourself more by learning from this stories of experienced people. 10 quit stories from successful ex-smokers. There is no better teacher than the voice of experience, and when it comes to quitting tobacco, members of our Smoking Cessation Forum have valuable insights to share. An important resource for the new quitter, their stories are full of practical tips about what works when we quit smoking and the benefits we might expect to enjoy. If you are still smoking, the following personal accounts may help you find the motivation to start your own journey to freedom from nicotine addiction. So, settle in and do some reading. These real-life stories are sure to inspire you. 3 essential elements for success with cessation. Terry's story from Terry. When I smoked, I spent a huge amount of time thinking about how much I wished I didn't smoke. Fully 16 of the 26 years I spent staring down the length of a lit cigarette were unhappy smoker years. Desperate to smoke, desperate to quit. Leslie's story from Leslie. 3 years ago I was a desperate woman. I was desperate to quit smoking, I was desperate to smoke. I was sick to death of smoking, I loved to smoke. I hated how I smelled, I loved the smell of my smokes. I hated the burn holes, fears, sickness, I loved the rituals. I hated being told I should quit, I knew I should quit. Most of all, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I hated feeling stupid. Bottom line. Quitting tobacco can be done. Dee's story from Dee. With an almost 2-pack a day addiction, with a chest cold and horrible coughing that suggested that someone needed to take pity on me and make an immediate call to an ambulance service, there I was sitting on the side of the bed with a cigarette dangling from my mouth and lighter in hand trying to breathe shallow little breaths so I wouldn't cough my fool head off while lighting my first cigarette of the day. Something snapped. I took a long hard look at the cigarette and lighter and threw them across the room. How smoking, just one cigarette helped me quit for good. Carlos' story. Most smokers who have tried to stop know all too well that there is no such thing as just one when it comes to cigarettes. We know because we've tested the theory, as Carlos shares in his story of where smoking just one took him. Thanks for sharing, Carlos, and congratulations on all of that smoke-free time you're logging now. How I finally quit smoking. Joe's story from Joe. The best part about quitting is that you are creating a new life for yourself. I've said before that I think we become completely different people when we quit smoking. We have to learn to deal with our new emotions, ones that were suppressed or medicated before. All that I learned in 1 year. Jen's story from Jen. Time and patience are important tools. It will take time to heal your body and mind from this addiction. It is important to spend some time every day reading and learning about nicotine addiction. Recovery from cigarettes takes work just like any other addiction. Everything you invest is returned to you. Recovery from nicotine addiction, then versus now. Dana's story at 3 years smoke-free. Dana's story is a great example of how old associations to smoke can pop up long after we quit. The thoughts are fleeting, and recognized for what they are actually an opportunity to take stock of just how far we've come and how much better life is without the smokescreen of addiction clouding it. 10 things that helped me win with smoking cessation. Leo's story. I recently celebrated my 2-year anniversary of quitting smoking. Well, of finally quitting. Like most smokers, I had tried to quit smoking many times and failed. But this quit attempt stuck, and I'd like to share the top 10 things that made this quit successful when the others failed. A new chance at a better life. David's story from David. I realized that my previous attempts at quitting had failed because I had never really thought about my smoking as a drug addiction. I realized that I needed a more thoughtful plan than "I'm just not going to smoke," and that to free myself from this addiction I could benefit a lot from the help and support of others and by learning more about smoking and about addiction. Freedom after 40 years. Nenajun's quit story from Nenajun. I started smoking at the tender age of 15. That would have been about 1968, and people smoked everywhere at that time. There were cigarette ads on TV, in magazines, and on billboards. Characters smoked on TV and in the movies. People smoked in restaurants, stores, offices, and in their homes. Anyone, any age, could buy cigarettes from a machine for about 50 cents a pack. Thanks for watching. Hope this video was helpful. If you want to share with us your